Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we bring you the latest news from around the world without fear or favor. I'm your host, Barbara, and we're glad you're joining us today. We begin with a devastating story from Afghanistan, where at least 79 people have lost their lives in a horrific bus crash. The vehicle was carrying Afghans who had been deported from Iran, and the incident has sent shockwaves across the region. According to reports, the bus collided with a truck and a motorcycle on one of Afghanistan's most treacherous highways, resulting in a massive fire that claimed the lives of everyone on board, including 17 children. The crash is being described as one of the deadliest traffic incidents in Afghanistan in recent years. This tragedy comes at a time when hundreds of thousands of Afghans are being deported from Iran, with many more expected to follow in the coming weeks. The deportations have sparked concerns about the ability of Afghanistan to absorb such a large influx of returnees, particularly given the country's already strained resources and infrastructure. The United Nations Refugee Agency has reported that over 1.5 million Afghans have left Iran since January, with many having lived in the country for generations. The Iranian government has cited national security concerns as the reason for the deportations, but critics argue that this may be a pretext for scapegoating Afghans for the country's own security failures. As we try to make sense of this complex and evolving story, it's essential to remember the human cost of these deportations and the challenges faced by those who are being forced to return to their home country. We will continue to follow this story and provide updates as more information becomes available. For now, let's take a moment to reflect on the lives lost in this tragic incident and the many families who have been affected by it. Our thoughts are with the people of Afghanistan and all those who are struggling to cope with the aftermath of this disaster. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're glad you're still with us as we dive into the latest developments from around the world. In this segment, we're going to focus on the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine, where tensions have escalated in recent days. According to reports, Russia launched a massive drone strike against Ukraine overnight, with 93 drones and 2 ballistic missiles entering Ukrainian airspace. The country's Air Force claims to have shot down or suppressed 62 of those drones and 1 missile, but the attacks still managed to hit multiple locations across Ukraine, including infrastructure and production facilities in the city of Izmail. The situation is being closely monitored by NATO, which has scrambled fighter jets to the Romanian-Ukrainian border in response to the drone strikes. 2 German Typhoon fighters were deployed to the area as part of NATO's enhanced air policing missions, which aim to protect the bloc's eastern flank from potential threats. It's worth noting that this latest escalation comes amid ongoing diplomatic efforts to resolve the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Just recently, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with former U.S. President Donald Trump, who reportedly discussed a potential meeting between Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin. As the situation continues to unfold, it's clear that the stakes are high and the international community is watching closely. While some have expressed concerns about the potential for further escalation, others are hopeful that diplomatic efforts can still yield a peaceful resolution to the conflict. We'll continue to follow this story and provide updates as more information becomes available. In the meantime, it's essential to consider multiple perspectives and sources when evaluating the situation, as the complexities of international conflicts often require nuanced understanding. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we conclude today's program, I'd like to shift our attention to a remarkable call for peace and unity from the Vatican. Pope Leo XIV has invited Catholics and people of all faiths to observe a day of fasting and prayer on August 22, seeking an end to conflicts in the Middle East, Ukraine, and other war-torn regions. This initiative is particularly noteworthy given Pope Leo's background as the first U.S. Pope, elected just a few months ago. His commitment to promoting peace and understanding has been evident in his early papacy, including his first phone call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and their subsequent meeting in July. The practice of fasting and prayer is an integral part of Catholic tradition, often preceding significant spiritual holidays as a means of drawing closer to God. By encouraging this collective effort, Pope Leo aims to bring attention to the plight of those suffering due to ongoing conflicts and to implore God for peace and justice. In related news, Cardinal Bashar Rai has announced that Pope Leo plans to visit Lebanon by December, which could be his first trip abroad as the leader of the global church. This visit is expected to include meetings with local Catholics and potentially other countries in the region, such as Turkey, where the Pope may participate in celebrations for the 1700th anniversary of a major early church council. As we reflect on these developments, it's essential to recognize the significant role that religious leaders can play in promoting peace and understanding. By bringing people together in prayer and encouraging dialogue, Pope Leo is taking a crucial step towards fostering a more harmonious world. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.